What's up?
And it's vacation time, brother.
It's big vacation time.
I mean, do you? Oh, who's this?
This is Henry.
Henry?
Henry.
Did you steal it? Did you steal it?
No, I didn't steal her. It's my friend's dog. She's the best.
That's what you would have said about Elle a few years ago. So don't act like it's not a valid question. Do you feel weird? Do you feel weird going on 4th of July vacation on June 26th?
I honestly haven't really thought that I was going on vacation.
Well, you know what I mean? Like I wrapped up radio today and I was like, I'll see you guys in a week. And I'm pretty sure the listeners are like, the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I didn't really know.
Yeah.
I guess I'd heard it, but I hadn't really processed it. You're right. Yeah, I guess we have vacation starts now.
It falls on a Saturday, so I guess we had to decide whether to take the week before or the week after.
Your hair looks great, by the way. You should become a long hair guy.
I think I am. I think I got to control the puffiness on the sides, but I mean now I could do like a fucking ponytail back here, man. It
looks very good.
Thank you. I'm actually these are like unintended good consequences of quarantine. I'm like, all right, I would have never grown my hair out this long. I would always do that. DJ Bean tweeted last night. He's mad that my hair is better than his.
Who?
DJ Bean.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and I know he's a hair guy. So I feel
hair. DJ thinks your hair is better than his? DJ's got great hair.
I don't even know if it's true, but it's crazy of him to tweet it, even if he thinks it. Don't tell buddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, by the way, I saw Cons today. Cons put up a video of me on Instagram in the pool.
I
mean, I was just clearly just peeing in the pool. And he dragged me out.
like you were doing like you were by yourself, just kind of like looking off into the distance, like standing in the spot.
Look at Captain Cons' Instagram. I am clearly just sitting on the side of the pool like this. There's nothing else I could possibly be doing except piss. I'm obviously pissing.
At the same time, it's like if you put a video of me in a pool on the internet, it's a video of me peeing like 90% of the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's take a look here. I thought he was going to be on. Oh yeah, big time peeing.
I'm just like 100% peeing. I'm clearly peeing.
That is really funny. You guys are up in Newport? Yeah, let's pull it up if we can on the computer. Here we go. Next one. Zoom in. There he is. Look at that guy just pissing in that public pool.
That's a clear piss move.
Yep. You were just floating in your own pee, man. That's spectacular, dude. Before we get into everything, tonight's episode is brought to you once again by 3Chi. Going on at Barstool right now, we've got the Hooligans boys, who are the latest professional athletes at Barstool. We got Barstool Outdoors Season 2 premiering. So we got YP on. We got the Barstool Angel of Death, Vibs, who's going to come through. And Crying Riggs. Crying Riggs is going to be our finale tonight. So he can defend himself. We've been talking a lot of shit this week. So it's the beginning of vacation, man. It's a weird one. I usually look forward to this week. There's 2 weeks a year I look forward to it. The 2 weeks, what's wrong?
I don't know. A person. Nothing. Continue. I'm obviously not at my house right now. And a person was just like standing outside the window. It was bizarre. Continue. I'm sorry.
Trying to get a sneak peek of that Friday Night Pints, bro. So I look forward to 2 weeks per year, and they're the vacation weeks. And usually by the time like Christmas rolls around or 4th of July rolls around, I really need it. And this time it's very different, obviously, because I don't know. We can't really say we need a vacation right now, can we?
No, because obviously, it's obviously preposterous to want one, but I've never needed a vacation more than I need a vacation right now. I need a vacation so bad.
Well, it's different for you, trapped in like a house with other people and shit like that. If you were by yourself, just like doing whatever you wanted during the day, it's hard to say you needed a vacation. But I'd imagine you were kind of fed up with always running around and being no.
I didn't run around or anything. I was just with my parents, but
no. But I mean, running around where it's like, all right,
I'm just gonna be honest. I need a goddamn fucking vacation.
There you go. All right, the man has spoken. Fucking vacation. I mean, we have been working more than ever in a way.
You remember before coronavirus started, when I was talking about that vacation, I was going to go to Europe.
Yep.
And we were talking about it today. Do you know that it was 1 hour after I bought our flights and booked our hotels that the world shut down? It was literally an hour.
Yep.
1 hour later.
I mean, Trump, like, it's like he waited for you to do that before he said, like, no more travel to Europe. Like, go fuck yourself.
No, that fucking idiot said some shit about China first, and that was whatever. But it was just flat out. It was like, yo, we're done. The whole world is done moving around anymore.
I did a whole fucking hour of radio today talking coronavirus, and we had some calls from across the country. I mean, it's like Groundhog Day. I'm just doing it all over again. These people with the same fucking questions we did like 3 months ago. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. We already did this. It's gonna suck. If you don't do it, your numbers are gonna go up and people are gonna die. If you do it, it's gonna stink, but it's probably like inevitable. So fucking do it. And guys are like, well, I don't know. What about closing businesses? And like, yeah, I don't know. We already talked about this. This is the fucking rule. Like, it sucks, but yeah, Florida, Texas, you're fucked. What do you want me to say? You are fucked.
Yeah, you goddamn fucking idiots. You're fucking fuck you. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
it sucks.
I don't want it to happen to anybody, but part of me, like, those guys taking their fucking victory lap and people like talking shit and looking down on New York.
Oh boy, don't get me going. But there was a goddamn article in I believe it was the New York Times or New Yorker. Ron DeSantis, who's the governor of Florida. It was, where does Ron DeSantis go to get his apology? And it was about how they won and how they beat it. And guess who fucking stinks right now at coronavirus? It's Florida.
You know what? Everyone was like, give it to me.
That whole name Ron is.
Ron DeSantis is, that guy's a fucking asshole all over the world. Every Ron DeSantis in existence is an absolute sucker. I can't imagine. Everyone was like, 2 weeks. We'll give it 2 weeks and we'll see how bad it is. And it wasn't bad in 2 weeks. And he was like, well, that's it. We won. I guess it took a little bit longer. Sorry, it took a little bit longer. And now you were completely, totally, and utterly fucked.
Fucking Ron DeSantis. Hey, Ron DeSantis, suck my dick. How about that?
Yo, but what's the deal with, like, I mean, the NBA has picked this state as like their spot, and now
you're an idiot. If you think that sports are coming back, you're so stupid. There's going to be no NBA. There's going to be no MLB. There's going to be no NHL. There's going to be no NFL. There's going to be no college football. It's just not happening. Yeah. It's just not happening.
Well, I remember, to go back to when you canceled your trip, we were also talking about the KFC Radio live show tour. And then we started to laugh at ourselves going, oh, my God, do you remember when we actually thought there was going to be a comedy tour during this time? And we were like, how fucking stupid were we? That's everyone right now with pro sports. Everyone's just deciding it's possible, and it's absolutely not going to be. And give it like 6 months, we're going to look back and be like, can you believe the NFL thought they were not only going to play, they thought they were going to have fans in the stands.
Yeah. We thought for a second that Alabama, I think it was the mayor of Tuscaloosa, said we're going to lose like $1 billion if we don't have this league or have college. If we don't get to have like slave labor by college kids who are, they get to watch fucking Psychology 101 for free in order to make us a couple $1 million. You're an idiot. It's not happening. Yeah. It's not happening.
Also, I got to tell you, Tuscaloosa, you got to like diversify your fucking your business. If you got $1 billion tied into just college football, I don't know. You got to find new ways to make money as a city. It can't just be college football. Sorry. Figure some new shit out. Christ on the cross. Let's see. Who do we want? Who are we leading off with first? I forgot who texted me. All right. Let's get Hen Easy in here. No, Hen Easy said 6. Let's get Glennard Balls in here. Is Glenny there?
What's up, boys?
Hey, live from the motherfucking hot tub with his gamer headset on.
This is my gaming headset, actually. Yes,
I love it.
How you guys doing?
Is it a hot tub or is that a pool?
Oh, it's a hot tub. I just don't really put the I don't put the bubbles on too often, but I can put the bubbles on.
It's like an inflatable one.
Yeah, but I mean, they get going.
There you go.
I don't really like the bubbles. They're very loud. I kind of like it just to be a friggin' warm bath.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So you're just taking an outdoor bath like all the time now.
Pretty much, yeah. Every night for like a half hour.
I'm totally on board with this. I love it. Is it yours personally, or is it like your family's?
Nope, I bought it. It's mine.
Attaboy, Glenny.
Bought it. Hang on a second. You did that so cocky. Like, no, it's mine. Wait, how much did that cost?
He asked $700.
Oh, that's pretty good.
$700?
And the chemicals were $130. The chemicals are more expensive than the fucking hot tub.
You spent $1,000 on that hot tub thing?
I've been in it like every night. It's well worth it.
You're wait a minute. I thought it was a great deal. You think it's too much, John?
I think it's way, way, way too much.
I don't want to sit here and have you.
It's a hot tub.
It's a beautiful tub.
It's not, though.
It's a hot tub, John.
It's like $3,000. I don't want to spend $3,000. This was $700. I sit here.
It's the same. Like if you spend $1,000, you might as well spend $3,000.
He spent $700.
It was $1,000.
He spent $700. He's gonna electrocute himself.
And worth it. I come every night and I enjoy myself. I like it. It was money well spent.
I think not only is it well spent, but even if you know what, you should have gone with the $3,000 because you deserve it, Leonard. I am so fucking happy for you and so proud of you that you are now a professional athlete and you've totally found your niche and your groove at Barstool. And it's been like a long road where everybody loved you here. So you're always part of the action. You're always in videos. You're always making guest appearances. You're always doing things. But now you have like your own franchise and your own show along with the other hooligans. And I don't think there's another guy at Barstool who deserves it more than you.
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's nice being a pro athlete. It's fun. It's great. This is my pro athlete purchase.
Deal.
What?
How really are you a professional athlete right now for real?
No, but when Willie asks me, yes, I am.
If Willie's asking yes, everyone else we can be reasonable and say no.
If anybody watching this, tweet out Willie, say I'm a professional athlete. But aside from that, I'm not a professional athlete.
I mean, not yet. Do you know what's to stop you from becoming Ninja or Nick Merckx or any of these guys? You know,
I'm nowhere near as good. That's probably why. But
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Would you consider Nick Merckx? I think Nick Merckx is a professional athlete. I guess.
Yeah, sure. Listen,
I like that where you're like, I'm just like, what's to stop me from being Tom Brady? Well, I just can't throw a football as good.
Yeah, I just can't throw a football.
Well, listen, when you know the third string quarterback. For the who was the homeboy on the fucking Jets? I can't even remember his name. Remember when that asshole had to play out of nowhere? Luke Falk.
What about Fails? Wasn't it Fails?
Yeah, that dude. When he steps in a room somewhere with Tom Brady, he says we are both professional quarterbacks. That's a fact, John. You can't take that away from Glenny.
That's true.
And me and Willie Colon, Super Bowl champion, we're both professional athletes.
Yo, so you are king of the throwing knife. And you are talking that shit on Twitch, man. I don't know if it's the Long Island in you or what, but you beat up on these little kids and you're screaming at them to get their shine box and you're calling them a fucking bitch. You do not hold back, bro.
I love to it like brings me back to like 8th grade. Like 8th grade COD, that was the best ever. When all your friends are hanging out and playing, and then you just yell at people. And mostly it's not me. It's someone like because my favorite thing is gunfight. Like the videos you're talking about is gunfight, where it's 6 rounds, 2v2 against 2 guys. And if someone goes up 2-0, they'll talk shit to you, and then I get a little angry. And then if we come back and win, I want to give it to them. I got to reciprocate back. It's rare that I yell. It's rare that I yell without being yelled at first.
Are you the best shit talker on the hooligans team?
I mean, I don't know. I'm the loudest, definitely.
Yeah.
I say fuck the most. But
you and me are cut from the same cloth, brother. Just yell loud.
I don't have much in my repertoire. I mostly just say go get your fucking shine box or just go fuck yourself. And then if I lose, I yell to play me 1v1, and then we don't play 1v1. That's pretty much it.
What was the reasoning behind making it stool hooligans rather than stooligans?
Yeah, that was a miss.
You're asking the wrong guy.
Let's bring is Smitty,
I got no clue.
Is Smitty around? I know Smitty's like in the middle of this. Yeah, okay. Smitty, captain of the team here. Stooligans was a little bit of a miss, no?
I mean, in hindsight, it's always 2020, of course.
No, foresight.
Feits. First of all, this is going all the way up to almost the top of behind the scenes of Barstool. We went on the hooligans train early. We thought of it. We got the logo. It was like, oh, that's great. And literally the first content was, why do you guys call it Stooligans? And you can't be like, well, like, okay, whatever. But internally, it's kind of like, fuck.
Well, I mean, it's never too late. We can just start calling you the Stooligans, and you can just fucking, I don't know, change it, no?
I mean, it's a great logo and name.
Yeah.
I mean, we're sticking with the hooligans. We're all lads and ladettes right now. Might as well roll with it for a while.
What are you doing right now? You're playing in like an ESPN tournament or something?
Yeah, we're playing. It's myself, Mooj, our house pro, also a hooligan, pro Valorant, and also Violent, and also Lucas Giolito. We're playing a tournament right now for $25,000 for first place, as well as $25,000 go to the Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter charity. So we're getting the sticks wet a little bit. We're not doing exactly so hot because I'm at the in-laws and I'm dead all the time, both in and out.
Dude, there are so many cool. Is getting the sticks wet? Is that like a gaming phrase?
If you want to roll with that, sure.
It should be. If it's not,
it sounds awesome. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I've been saying let's get the sticks wet since the dawn of time. So. Let's go.
Look at Glenny Balls in his fucking hot tub taking a bath. Let's get the sticks wet, man. I mean, that's got to be part of the hooligans mantra. You kidding me?
I will tell you what. By far, the best part about the hooligans is Glenny Balls calling himself a professional athlete and the only person in the world carrying his Willie cologne. Yeah. The only person in the world.
Well, he literally can't handle it. I think he's going to combust every time we go.
He got very, very angry.
What's the vibe with the in-laws now that you're just like a professional video game player?
I mean, they're awesome. I mean, they've always been supportive.
I think they've turned a corner with the stigma a little bit. Not like totally, but I think it's come a long way even in the past like couple years.
I mean, if you could tell anybody from our generation that the 16-year-old who won the Fortnite World Cup last year won more money in that event than Tiger Woods did at the Masters, I think that's a little eye-opener.
Christ. These numbers, they're eye-opening for me, and I'm not like an old asshole. He made
that kid won more money than Tiger Woods at the Masters?
Yep. Fact. I mean, it's a $138 billion industry right now. It's huge. And Kev, like, growing up, it's all about technology. If we could have played Mario Kart or Wave Runner and that sort of shit against people around the world and like that many money on it, there would have been pro players back then. It's just competition, man.
I remember even when it first started, I don't think I've ever even played like against other people with a headset or anything. But I remember when it first started being like, I don't want to play with like strangers. I want to like play with my friends or like play against my brother. I don't get the whole like stranger thing. Like, it became the most important thing maybe to ever happen in the world, you dumb idiot. So
I mean, if you can keep records of like wins and losses in anything, like you could do that fucking Rummy or Connect 4 online.
Yeah.
People are gonna follow.
Right. What's the deal with? I asked Glenny this. I want your opinion. Is Glenny Balls the best shit talker on the Stool Hooligans team?
I would say that he is, because you don't want to mess with Balls normally, but you definitely don't want to mess with Balls after he had a couple Chardonnays in a gunfight. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Especially when an alleged, keyword alleged 12-year-old calls Glenny Balls a pussy. And
not even like that's what I'm saying. That gunfight, that's the only thing I actually do think I'm good at. So I take a lot of pride in it. If you talk shit, I talk shit.
And you don't care. They could be boy or girl. They could be a grown man.
They could be just graduated third grade, or they could be a senior citizen. I don't care. If you're talking shit to me, I'll talk back.
I love it. The thought of Glenny Balls just sitting in his hot tub yelling at a fucking like 9-year-old it's special. It's real special.
Hey, if the 9-year-old yells at me first, that's his fault. Like,
yeah, it's true. Don't pick a fight, man. Don't pick a fight.
That was when I first started. So I got an Xbox. This is probably like 4 years ago, whatever. And it was because Taylor Kitsch was in a commercial. And I was like, all right, I'm a game a bit. And then children were so mean to me. I was like, fuck this, I'm done. But Glenny, you don't have that.
No. I love yelling back at them. It's a matter of if you win or not. And then, like I said, there's always the backup plan. If you do lose, then you just scream 1v1 me until we're in a different lobby, and then we're gone. So I'll never see him again. So it's
we had a 2v2 poop on my chest 1 and poop on my chest 2 the other week because Glenny just lost and we kept on having to go back at
him. They did fuck us up.
Yeah, they did.
Where do you guys stand? Are you guys I mean, no offense, but you're probably not that good, right?
No.
Okay.
I mean, we each have our different fortes. Glenny is probably the best gunfighter. I'm the best Mario Karter. Mooj is the best Warzoner. And Honk is the best at making excuses about his controller in every game.
Where did Honk come from?
Honk came from part of my take where they accidentally just called him, Big Cat accidentally called him Honk. and they thought it was very funny. And it's good. It's a good gamer name. It's a good gamer name. No, Hank is actually the most improved player out of all of us. He didn't know what the hell was going on a couple weeks ago, and now he's actually half decent.
We'll bring him in a couple minutes. I remember last time he was on Friday Night Pints, it was when Rhea on the stream was like, do you even like try when you play or get bad on purpose? And I was like, oh shit. So I'm happy to hear things have improved. Is Mooj like much better than you guys?
Oh yeah, Mooj is a borderline pro when it comes. Yeah.
Like we're lucky to get. Like, I'll be thrilled if I get like 5 kills in a Warzone match. Mooj gets like 15, 20.
Okay.
So like he's in a different realm.
So do you think does Mooj ever like does he ever like lose his patience with you guys? Like, come on, you guys fucking.
No, he's great. He's very, very like honestly, most of the pro gamers we played with are very, very supportive. Like last night, me and Jerry Ferrara played with this guy Quavo Kenny, who was a fucking animal.
Yeah,
and I was playing horrible, and he was great. He was so nice. All of them are so cool. But then again, like that's like it's the worst. It's more the worst players like Smitty. He screams at you. The worst like White Sox Dave. White Sox Dave is repulsive at the game. He's horrible. Scream.
Well, White Sox Dave is a lost puppy suffering from late stage syphilis.
We just run around with Mooj. We all do good. We get a few kills.
Hang on.
We have fun when you play Mooj. Sorry.
Glenny, I feel like one of the things that makes me happiest about Barstool is your connection now to Jerry Ferrara. I'm like so happy that you have like an entourage, like friend who you play video games with.
Yeah, honestly, like a month or two ago, I texted Smitty, like I was playing off stream with my friends because I play like off stream with my friends like at night on like Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. And Jerry randomly invited me to a game. I was like, hey, Smitty, thanks for making me a pro gamer because now Jerry Ferrara just invites me to play, even off stream when we're just hanging out as friends. I'm like, oh, this is fucking sick. Like when I drafted him last night, I was like, okay, I just drafted Turtle. Like it's great. If you would have told me that 8 years ago that I'd be playing with Turtle, I'd be like, holy shit.
Dude, you know how close we were? I was talking to Jerry when I first interviewed him on the podcast. And he was like ready to basically become a blogger and a gamer and like an online personality. And then Power took off. It was before Power was really big. So like season 2 or 3 of Power was when it really became like a monster and his role became like established. If he didn't have like a another hit role on his hands, I honestly think you would have been coworkers with him.
He was like the first big celebrity when we first moved to New York. I remember him.
Yeah. He's what I never even met him yet because I'm like too starstruck to talk to him.
It was Jerry.
Like every time he's been in the office, I hide.
Wait.
That I hide from.
Who was it? Feits? Jerry and who?
Jerry and Asa. When Asa like fucked with us, I was like, yo.
Yeah, there's some shit going. And
those were 2 where I like really realized it.
And honestly, how perfect for Glenny, both of those, Jerry Ferrara and Asa Akira.
Great people. But I still haven't met Jerry. I'm too like I've seen him and I quiver away.
Well,
Jerry,
see, now Glenny, you are a professional athlete. It's not time to be timid, Glenny.
Jerry's one. Who's the other ones that I freak out over? Artie Lang. When Artie Lang was there, remember you guys interviewed him in Erica's office in the old office. And my desk was right there. He walked by me and put my head down. I was too scared. I was like, I can't even look at Artie.
I almost called the police on Artie Lang.
And then the Jersey Shorecast, of course.
That dude couldn't keep his head up straight.
Yeah. I think like a week after that interview, he got popped for heroin again. So I think he was on – he's on the straight and narrow now as far as I know. But we got him like right at the end there.
There were multiple times during that interview where I thought I have to catch Artie Lang. like he was about to fall, and I was like, "Oh, I got Artie. Okay.
Let's bring in Honk. Is he there? Easy.
Hello,
baby. We got your teammates here.
I've been watching Smitty. It's been fascinating getting the split screen of like Smitty trying to listen while also playing in the middle of the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you've got 25K on the line, you got to roll. I understand, but I like having all the hooligans here at the same time.
Also, I know I tend to make excuses now and then, but Smitty can attest to this. One other thing that like people don't think about gaming that actually makes like the biggest difference in the world is difference between like playing on just a TV and like a gaming monitor. Like I wasn't last night. I played a tournament at the office and I wasn't at my monitor and I was like, whatever. I'll just play on the TV. It won't make a difference. It made a huge difference. Some say it's an excuse, but Smitty's playing at the in-laws.
oh, Hank, I'm playing on like a half-second delay. I'm useless. They're pissed off at me. Lucas Giotto wants to fucking throw me through a wall right now.
It's terrible. I was playing with Tariq, and he was like, I felt so bad because I was doing so bad, and I was just like, yeah, man, sorry.
Dude, I couldn't handle that. I could never do what you guys do just because of that. If I ever had a team, especially with like other gamers or athletes or whoever, and I just stunk, I'd be like, I'm just gonna go kill myself right now. Sorry, guys.
We stink, but Hulk can attest, Stephen Balls. We have our moments of glory. Every once in a while.
Not last night.
Last night was so bad. I was playing like a fucking peasant. I played so bad. It was disgusting. And then Smitty fucking rigged the whole tournament for him to win. It was crazy.
What the fuck does that mean?
It means that my best game was 20 points. I had a 31 and a 42-point game that just weren't accounted for.
I don't even know what that means. We had the MVP. J-Cap dropped like 60 kills, 2 times more than anybody else.
Right,
Christian Kirk absolutely slick. All right, Balls. I mean, you sit in your hot tub playing your balls. Like, don't be like that.
Yo, Fights, I don't know about you, but when I see some of the clips that these guys post, sometimes I don't even know what I'm looking at. Like, people will be like, oh, shit, I can't believe he did that. And I'm like, I can't even tell what happened during the fucking game. That's how bad. That's how much of a foreign language it is to me.
Yeah, I don't understand video games. It's hard. It's hard for me to understand video. I mean, I'm a big Reddit guy. I love Reddit, and on the front page of Reddit, a lot of the time there was like video game stuff, and I'm like, I don't even understand what's happening right now.
Like when
I'm like Jim when they're like, remember when Andy is like, I'm gonna kill you for real in real life.
In real life, yeah.
I don't get what's up.
When
I want to get it so bad, and
But Fights, it's a time thing. When you were 12, 13 years old and had an Xbox and were able to put in that time, you did get it. You absolutely got it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got it. Smitty, I got one when Taylor Kitsch was on. He was in the Call of Duty, I think, commercial. And I bought an Xbox because I thought, like, fucking Taylor Kitsch pitches it and awesome. And I got killed so quickly every single time. And it was I got called the N-word a couple of times.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Yeah, that'll do it.
If you play like us, if you're like the three of us and kind of are reverse Benjamin Button and are like you're 12 years old again, 13 years old, able to play 8 hours a day, instead of getting killed every single time, you only get killed almost every single time. You'll enjoy yourself.
The clip of Smitty yesterday saying, well, these guys are bad, but I'm worse. I'm like, that should be the Stool Hooligan slogan right now. These guys are bad, but we're worse.
Yep, that's an awesome line. That's a great line.
You see it every day in this. Every single day. It's so frustrating, too. Like, you can declare mental insanity after losing a video game and get away with it in court because you just lose complete control.
Oh, wait, so talk to me about who's this dude who just got the Dr. something who got banned?
Dr. Disrespect. Rumors are going around. He got permanently banned from Twitch.
Look at Hank. I mean, I saw Hank on Twitter like, what the fuck? I mean, people were bugging out about this. I don't know him, but it sounds like he's like a major name in the gaming world, right?
Yeah, he's a big fish. He's been voted like #1 streamer in the world a couple of times. He's not the best gamer, but he's the most popular like overall streamer when it comes to being a character and stuff. Wow. He's been banned before, but they're saying this time.
Smitty got killed, by the way. For people that aren't watching Smitty playing, he just got killed in the last 20 seconds.
We're trying to do stuff here. We're working things out. I'm in the gulag now. I'm on a like 5-second delay. I'm going to be miserable. I'm not exactly sure what he got banned from before. He took time off for personal issues and that. But they're saying this time, like, the banning isn't for some little, like, Twitch bitch rule, like a DMCA strike. It's actually, like, for something serious.
What could be? Is it, like, racism or, like...
Me too. There was a big, like, a bunch of apparently, like, the Twitch community, a bunch of girls came out and, like, did kind of Me Too, like, telling their stories about times where they were, like, whatever... I don't know. I'm not going to be the person that's going to be like, oh, well, because that's happening and this guy got banned, it's definitely because of that. But it is one thing that, like, since quarantine happened, and, like, obviously, like, as we do with sports, it's like you follow the sport. But then when shit happens off the field, it's like you're that much more interested. So it's like, oh, shit, like, I realized like even when the mixer shut down, it's like it's literally the same as the way we like follow shit for like part of my take or like whatever. It's like the shit that happens off the field is what interests me more than almost the shit that happens like when they're playing. It's like
absolutely.
It's like, oh shit! Like this is some juicy shit with Doctor Disrespect. Like
yeah, and Twitch wouldn't just ban him permanently.
No.
I mean, he's like one of the top 3 streamers.
They banned me for a little bit. Those bastards.
They did.
Oh
They
wow!
did.
What did you do, Glenny?
I was fucking blackout drunk singing Billy Joel on stream, and they
Come
shadow
on,
banned me.
what's the problem with that?
They shadow banned me. So like no one could find my stream for like a month. I was blackout, singing like moving out, and then they just shut my stream down.
Dude, that's very funny. I feel like it's also at a point right now where you know, it is going mainstream. So like maybe some of the shit you used to be able to say or do, you're not able to get away with. I don't know, because I feel like Twitch now has to like Twitch is kind of under the microscope more, right?
1,000%. I mean, you even see it in the game chat, like in between rounds. Like Glenny's calling 12-year-olds pussies now, but 10 years ago, oh my god, the stuff people would say. Like if you get caught saying that now, like you
really? See,
canceled for life.
I thought I saw on Twitter when Dr. Disrespect got banned that people were like replying in the tweets being like, well, this is bullshit. You guys, like the shit that goes on in the chat is like way worse and nobody ever enforces that.
Well, that's true. I'm saying when
that's like the comment section. Though.
Yeah, so if you say it while
that's a lot harder. Yeah.
I mean, you're never going to be able to control the anonymous tweets.
All right, Glenny, I'm going to bounce you. I'm going to bring in YP. We'll get him in here. See you later, Glenny. Good shit.
Take care, balls.
What?
Wait, let me say one thing about Glenn before you get YP on. He is. Oh wait. I told him like because he always sings Billy Joel when he has a few Chardonnays in him, like, and it's like we'll be playing and all of a sudden he just starts singing Billy Joel, and it's like it's funny sometimes it's like, dude, we're trying to play, and so I told him that DCMA thing. I don't know if that's the case. I don't think that's why he got shot at. I was just like, Glenn, you can't sing because if you sing, you're gonna get.
He saw.
I'll be 1,000%. I'll be 1,000% with everyone.
That's hilarious,
dude. That's like what you do with like your kids. That's like when I tell my kids like, oh no, the TV doesn't work after 7 o'clock. It has to go to sleep. You can't sing online or you get banned.
I'll even one up that.
What the fuck?
There it is.
Last night I was drunk. I was singing a little Pearl Jam. I thought I was breaking the law.
That's amazing.
You fucking dick.
Hank, we were talking about this the other day.
It was like a joke. I didn't think you were gonna take it seriously. You're
I don't know anything about Twitch. I don't even know what a gaming monitor is.
Neither do I.
All right, I'm leaving it then. Bye.
Like literally, like last episode, we were talking about how sometimes you have to make up an elaborate lie to tell a simple truth and a simple lesson that needs to be learned, and that's perfectly it.
Yeah.
Well, also when you're dealing with Glenn he's literally addicted to singing Billy Joel when he's drunk, and when you're talking to a drunk person, you can't nothing gets through to them unless they think they're breaking the rules.
Like a live thing right now. I'll be right back in a second.
Yeah, go ahead. We're gonna bring YP in anyway, dude. That is such a funny fucking move.
So fucking funny, dude.
I mean, poor Glenn who just wants to fucking sing a little Billy Joel and Hank's making up shit. Unreal. What a move by you.
And also, low inside information, Glenny wasn't even shadow banned. He just thought he was. He just wasn't going live the right way. It was just user error, essentially.
Dude, that is so like, hey man, no one's interacting with my shit. I must be shadow banned. Nah, man. Nah.
Balls is good though. He's entertaining, especially like when he does his niche stuff. I mean, he's playing horror games now, and watching Glenny in the dark, like freak out a little bit. It's funny stuff. It's funny getting Glenny all riled up.
I feel like I've always heard, especially.
Well, I like getting Glenny and Smitty. Smitty's acting like they're best buds. My favorite thing to do is just to get Glenny and Smitty together and just get them going on each other. It's like I can say one word and they just start screaming at each other.
Balls.
Yeah.
How many times do you think you've yelled balls?
Oh, there's a Twitch
I'll find out
bot
right now. I'll find out right now. Ready?
Yeah, that counts.
Wow. How many?
634 times.
Dude, that is unbelievable. How important is like? I feel like the best gamer, the most well-known gamers are good, but they're not necessarily the best at gameplay, right?
No, the kids that are better gameplays are like your typical nerds.
Right, they don't have like personality or whatever, right?
I wouldn't call them nerds. The best is if
they're
you're
what
best
you
at
would think about
gameplay
a gamer,
and
like,
best at
The
personality.
typical, the stereotypical, yeah. But I like Ninja. Is Ninja still like a thing, or is his time over?
Oh no, Ninja just cashed out big time. Ninja just cashed out for $30 million.
But that's what I mean. So like he kind of cashed out. Is he still the one who people point to, or is it on to like a new wave?
He's probably still the most famous,
right?
Still, but I mean between Nick Merckx is absolutely huge right now. The stars on the Call of Duty League like Scump Punk is one.
Dr. Disrespect.
Dr. Disrespect.
Nobody knows,
dude. I don't. I'm like so invested now. I need to know what he did. Shit.
I like it's. I can't. Hopefully it comes out soon.
All right, let's get YP in here. I thank you boys for joining. We're gonna talk a little outdoors with YP next. Enjoy your Friday.
Before we let them go, Neezy, you look hot as hell right now.
Oh, thank you.
Like you look unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, I just took my hat off.
Dude, I haven't
shaved my beard in a few weeks.
It's been such a great long road when you went from like a literal boy at one point to this guy who like has his own style and his own thing and like your look, your beard, it's a glow up, man.
I mean, the best part is now, especially like I can like because obviously like back in the day I couldn't like you didn't spend money on shoes or like I just now have shoes that I just like shoes and clothes that like aren't really like I don't have to match anything. I just throw on shit, but it's like they all are somewhat like fashionable or like in like cool, so it's just like whatever.
That's the thing. If you know that your clothes or your shoes or whatever is on a certain level, it doesn't really matter. You're just like, it doesn't have to match. It doesn't have to be perfect because you can just flex on like one part of your outfit always.
Yeah, you don't have to like collect outfits.
That's what Larry David. Larry David is a style icon, and it's what I've always thought. Where he's like you have one thing. Wear one thing that says "What's up?" And I think his exact line was like wear one thing that says "fuck you," but nonetheless, like wear one thing that's like I know what I'm doing, but that doesn't even matter because Hank looks great. I can't see what's on his feet or anything like that. Hank looks great.
Your face, your head.
Right. Yeah. Hank just looks handsome. Hank looks very pretty.
Handsome Hank. Kevin gave me the name.
That's right. Handsome Hank has come to fruition. I mean, now it really means something. I might actually don't get too hot, or the nickname becomes like you're kind of an asshole. You know.
I don't think we'll have to worry about that.
Where if YP is not? Before you go, Jenna Marbles making waves for the first time in a minute.
I didn't watch. I saw people. This is like I was reading people's Twitch. I was looking for Dr. Disrespect information, like going through people that followed Twitter and like Twitch shit, and I saw people talking about her on there, but I haven't seen the video. It was herself. She canceled herself.
Yeah, it was the first ever self cancel. It was an 11-minute video.
Smart.
I watched
I love that. Love that.
It was pretty smart. I mean, I only watched a minute of it. I don't know what else she went on to say, but she starts out and she's like, everybody always like is on my comments and email and tweets saying like, "Oh my God, we love you. You're an unproblematic queen," which was kind of like, okay, she was just like saying that, and then she was like, "And I'm not unproblematic. Like I have things in my past that I've done," and then just launched into the Nicki Minaj blackface thing, and then told like. She said everybody right now is purging themselves, their accounts, their whatever, of all of their problematic shit in the past. A lot of people are owning up to things, apologizing for things, but usually it's after you're kind of called out or you're caught. She owned it up, said she did. Well, again, I think she's, that was what the description said. I didn't listen to it myself, but I think she went on to say, in 2011, I did a Nicki Minaj video. I took down the video and I'm leaving. She's like, I can't be on this channel anymore. I'm gone. And I have to imagine that's either a ploy or overreaction in the moment, and she'll be back like soon. But it is like she's the only girl who, when you self-cancel yourself, when you do a self-cancel, you're not actually canceled because nobody was really mad in the first place.
Right.
but you're still in the headlines.
Right. And and there's so much other shit going on for people to get mad at the people that are not coming forward. Like,
So
they're demanding people to at least address it. She already addressed it.
yeah.
How can they cancel that?
She already, and I mean, Jenna Marbles is a fascinating case because, I mean, we're plugged into the internet, obviously. We know, like, everything that goes on. She has been making videos for 10 straight years, and every single one of them gets, like, at least 2 million views. And I feel like we don't ever really see it, or we don't hear about it. It doesn't come across our desk. It doesn't get retweeted onto my timeline. Somehow, some way, she's found this crew that is just, like, separate from everything in the world. I mean, I did the math, Hank. I know she doesn't put out a video every day, but if she did a video every day for 10 years, 365 days a year, with the amount of views she has, just 3 billion views on her channel, it's an average of 820,000 views per video every day for 10 straight years. And she doesn't do them every day, so it's more like 1.5 million, 2 million, something like 5 million every day for 10 years.
It's like impossible to believe. It's like there's robots. She's got robots.
Right? I'm like, how is it possible? We never hear about it. We don't ever talk about it, and everything's doing millions.
That's actually the cool part of the internet. The internet has, to me,
Internet's like the galaxy.
Yeah.
it's how
You think
many
it's like big, but then you're like, oh shit, like it's like really like fucking this much big.
there are massive people, like massive podcasts, who I've just never heard of.
Right.
Oh yeah.
It does, like, that's how the internet's just shown, where it's like these people are crazy popular. I'm like, I've never heard of them.
I mean, that's what I've learned with Twitch. Like, I'm obviously up to speed on it now, but like the first 2 months, I was like, wait a second. Like, talking disrespect, 40,000 people watch them for like 8 hours a day, like all day, every day. It's like, what the fuck?
Was it you who were telling me the other day that people fucking pay to
Yes.
subscribe?
Yes, people donate money. Like it's the
Cameron,
community.
did you know
like,
that?
Yeah.
donations. Like, here's some donations.
I didn't know it costs $6 to fucking subscribe to somebody.
Yeah,
Crazy.
a
Man.
month.
Absurd.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it's awesome. Congratulations, great for you. I did not know you paid money for it. I did not know that.
It blows my mind to this. Like, it's actually crazy because obviously, even with the way Barstool works, it's like when we like Barstool Gold, it's like, all right, we're gonna like have people subscribe, and it's like you give them, you're gonna like be like, we're gonna give you like video, like all this stuff. People just subscribe with no, we're not giving you anything. We're not we're gonna play video games.
Dude,
We're not asking you to subscribe.
who's the guy that I've seen floating around? There's this video of like, there's 2 ways to go about your donations. And it's some bitch girl who's like, if you've got enough time to play video games all day, you've got enough money to donate $2. And then there's some guy who's like doing like woodwork in his shop. And every time someone donates, he's like so overly grateful. Who's that dude?
That's actually, shout out to Devlin. That's actually a beautiful like Barstool story of Devlin, like, who runs the Game Time Social. I think he found him or like saw him when he was really early on. He's literally just a woodworking guy from the Bronx. I forget his name off the top of my head, but he found them and like posted one of his videos on Game Time, and then like that helped increase his following. And like he would just post his like the guy is like literally like was just woodworking for fun, and then like for no one, and then all of a sudden like through basically Barstool Game Time like posted his videos like mad times, and then he's like got it up where it's getting like 5,000, 6,000 people like watching him per stream. And so obviously he was like super humble, super grateful. Like he's one of those guys that was like streaming into the abyss for no reason, just because
right. Like, he's like a Frank the Tank type who was just in it for the love of the game.
Yes, like he was literally just woodworking. He was like woodworking in his backyard and like put on a stream, like, and then all of a sudden it blew up.
Is he like getting like rich off this, or he's just getting like
dude, basically from what I've like from my observations, like, and obviously like if you got 2,000 concurrent viewers like for like 5 hours a day, like you could basically like live. You could have like a full-time job.
Yeah, bro. I don't know how to say his name. Brooks.
His name is Brooks. He's from Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah, he seems like a cool cat. You should do some more shit with him on Twitch. I like that. All right, well, we're gonna let you roll, Honk. We'll get in YP now. Let me know what's good with Dr. Disrespect though, because I'm like roped in now too. So
I will
keep it handsome, brother. We'll get you out of here. Let's get YP in, Mr. Outdoors himself. Whoa, this guy trying to come in hot. Listen, there's only one guy post shower in this show, and it's me. So fuck off.
No, I just wanted to be authentic because I've been sitting in this room for 12 straight days now in this exact thing. I could give you even more. Oh, we get the underwear.
Watch out.
Let's see that piece. Let's see the piece.
Let's see that fat ass. Show that ass. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing, baby? I miss you.
You got to pick one of them, the ass or the piece, dude.
Show the ass.
What?
All right,
I'm already over that. I'm now talking about how I miss you.
All right, hey, you're lost, dude. KFC was right.
Yes, bro. I don't usually speak for me. I feel like do you have like a wrestling partner in quarantine? Because I feel like when you guys get back together, it's going to be WrestleMania.
Dude, I don't know. I have not. No, I'm kind of scared. I might be weak now because I've been off the game, dude. I've been sitting in the room.
That you've been like building it up and you're going to unleash it.
I think I will try to unleash, but with way less like talent than I had before. I mean, I've lost all skill that I ever had.
YP, let me tell you something. I'm gonna kick the shit out of you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't want to pump his tires too much, but Feits is in good shape right now. He's cut up. He's big.
Yeah, but how many pythons or 500-pound groupers has Feidelberg wrestled?
No,
actually, I have had.
You don't invite me to that shit is bullshit. Huh? Why don't you invite me to that? Like, I would go get bit by pythons immediately, like right away. I would be in.
Why?
Okay, well, come to Florida. I'll give you the dates that I'm going to
invite me.
Huh?
You didn't invite me.
I'm going to tell you the dates now, and you can come, and we're going to go do it again in like 2 weeks. Dude, okay. Actually, I just caught a corn snake just now.
Hang on 1 second. Feidelberg, are you drunk?
Am I drunk? Not right now. I'm working there, but no, right now.
Are you going to be like, oh shit, I forgot that I like invited myself to the get bit by pythons?
I will go get bit by pythons for sure.
Okay.
I told you the first time you did it.
Dude, you want to KFC, you want to know one of the saddest things when that, and I'm not going to say who it was, that big sponsorship deal where you guys were about to come down and do it in the Everglades. Remember that we filmed the whole thing and then it fell through? Before we went, that would have been so fun. We should just do that.
I mean,
it's crazy. But John and Kevin, honestly, let's do it because, like, it's crazy. You know how it is. The content game's a crazy game. The last few months have been a crazy few months. Everything has been wild in my brain, dude. A lot of wild things. You know, I always give you my most honest thoughts. You know what I mean? A lot of ups, a lot of downs. And now that this shit comes out, it's like I feel so happy and confident. Like back, you're like, you feel your catharsis of like, oh, I'm not a worthless piece of shit. You're like, okay, I feel back to normal.
What's interesting for people like you, and there's really not many others. It's I'm trying to think of who else has like seasons. Because everybody else is just like, it's every fucking day. We don't even take a vacation because I'm like afraid of, because what we do is so, I'll be honest, easy. It's just like press record, talk our shit. And I can't stop doing that because guess what? There's someone else to listen to. If you stop listening to my podcast, you'll find someone else who's talking shit and you might not come back to mine. So I'm always like, I got to go. Where you are doing something that's like polished and produced and really one of a kind that like, if you like Stroll Outdoors, you can wait for a new season because there's nobody else out there doing it the same way you're doing it. So it's weird for a Barstool guy to be like, all right, this is my off season where I'm shooting, but you're not seeing me. I'm building, I'm growing, I'm changing it, and it'll be out soon. The wait for that has got to be nerve-wracking to be like my premiere date is coming and I got to wait for it.
It'd be like if there's like a sports player that has like a season and then during the off season, people forget that he ever plays the sport and they're like, this guy's fucking worthless. Like,
right.
And it's like,
he's working out. It's his off season. He's grinding and you'll see him on opening day. And you know, your opening day is coming and it doesn't mean you haven't been doing anything the whole time. But I feel like it would be nerve-wracking for me to be like, you know, it's gotta be good. It better be fucking dope when we put it out because it's been a while.
It's miserable, dude. Honestly, like I've had some crazy, like you kind of lose your mind a little bit because the other thing too is like when you'd be like blogging or things like that, like when I would be like last year, the Blues run is like every 2 days you get reinforcement of like, okay, like I did something. I'm doing this. This is what, when you have like, we went out on some of these shoots, dude. And like, there was one day I remember like Dave had chirped me or something like, oh, you don't do anything. And that was that morning. We go out, we filmed 15 hours on this boat. I'm like dying. I got blisters. I was like all fucking like just fucked up. I didn't sleep the night before. I get so anxious before we got to wake up at 5 a.m. to go film. Cause I'm like running, gotta do this, do that. It's like, it's weird. I don't sleep well anyway. So I'm like waking up at 5. And at the end of the day, we hooked one and we were doing this whole thing. I can tell you the story later because it's still going to come out in the season, but like it got off, right? And we had nothing for the whole day. And you pay the boat captain. We got the guy, we got all this stuff, hotels, all this shit, and nothing to show for it. And I got in the car and I like fucking started beating the steering wheel, and it's like I was like on the verge of like, because you just want to like be like, I'm done. Like this.
Yeah, I quit. Yeah. Dude, that, I said that about there was a podcast I was just listening to that was kind of like Serial, where they did this. They flew to Germany and they're interviewing people, and they come back to Russia and they do this and they write it and they put out 8 episodes. And I think it took them like a couple years to compile everything, and it was a hit. But if that dude put that out, or if you write a book and, you know, maybe you get an advance, but you write for like a couple of years, or you work on an album. When Taylor Swift worked on her last album and her first couple singles stunk, and it's like, you know, you have like a 2-year wait.
Just to be clear.
I know we're gonna have an objection from John Henry Feidelberg.
Yeah, he claims that he does it on purpose.
That song first, and everyone's talking about it. Like, this song stinks. And guess what? Then the whole album fucking bangs.
Yeah, but why not just also have your first single be good?
Because you wouldn't talk about it as much.
Yes, you would. It makes no sense. But
my point is, not talk about it as much.
So, okay, are you telling me should YP put out the episode where nothing fucking happens first, so that episodes 2, 3, and 4 are better?
He's not Taylor Swift, dude.
But my point is, if you have this long layoff and then you put something out and the people don't like it, it's like, well, what the fuck now? I mean, I don't know. What have I been doing?
It's tough too, and I think the interesting thing as well is like the season 1 was such a like underdog thing of like we did it on nights and weekends, and it was like all like compiled over 3 years. It's like the pressure was 0 because it was like the only pressure was to me because I'm like in my head I'm like, this better fucking work. Are you gonna be filming stool scenes forever? But to other people it didn't matter.
Right.
This one now it's like these sponsors, like I've never dealt with any of this. I know you guys are much more like versed in how this goes with like when you got all these deals and things. Dude, we're having calls with, you know, different stuff, and then you send cuts, and like it's stressful, dude. Like when you work on something for like 6 days straight editing and then send a cut and get reamed on, and you're like, I might be done. Like it's like this has been the craziest experience, dude. And it's like that's why, like, it. So I don't know what I know. I've retweeted the grouper video 7,000 times.
What is that thing? It's a fucking dinosaur. You caught a dinosaur.
It's crazy. And I know people are mad too. That I'm just gonna keep, because the funny thing is, you know, too, when something goes viral, like, and it hits different Twitters. Like I was in like Middle Eastern Twitter. I was in like Black Twitter. I was in every different type of Twitter. And then I just like.
Kevin lives in Middle Eastern Twitter.
Yeah, I get a lot of everybody from KFC India is always tweeting at me and shit. So
when you see it, I gotta retweet it. Like someone was like tweeting it all like Portuguese or something, and it was like these morons. Some people lack neurons in their brain, and I'm just like, I gotta reach. Like that's funny. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what
Portuguese?
Huh?
You said the Portuguese were after you?
Yeah, I think a few. I mean, that's what I would have guessed.
Portuguese are people.
Yeah, John's like part Portuguese now.
I'm from the Portuguese. Like my town is Portuguese. That's a big stuff. By the way, so when I went to Portugal, where do you think Portugal is lined up with American states?
I don't know. Florida.
Okay, Kevin.
It's like Maine, isn't it?
Maine.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Way high.
But yeah, we were in the Azores and it was awesome. And they were like, I was like, this water is cold as fuck. And they're like, yeah, dude, we're in Maine.
Yeah, you're like in the Arctic, bro. Yeah. How about this? You might know this, and actually both of you might know this. I found out that part of Florida not all of Florida is in the Eastern time zone.
Yeah.
You want to know the craziest thing in the world? I found that out today, Kevin Clancy.
Yeah, well,
that was one of the weirdest deja vus of all my life. I'm going to show you my text right now.
It was the dude. It was McAfee's boy. I think it was Diggs. I think Diggs had tweeted it the other day. That's why I learned it. Where did you learn it?
Oh, I'm in a group chat with my girlfriend and 2 girls, one of which lives in the Panhandle, and she was like, "Oh, it's an hour behind for this thing." I'm like, "What do you mean? You live in Florida?" Crazy. Literally, I'm going to find you this text. I literally said, "Where is it?"
Should have blown your mind.
I said, "Are you not in the Eastern time?" I'm not going to say the whole text, but on my life, that is what a weird coincidence.
All that shit is crazy when you find out which is north of this and south of that, and which state's the furthest west, and all that kind of shit. Blows your fucking mind, man.
What are the odds that in 28 years of life, today is the day I learned that, and that's what he's
out? Yeah. Crazy. Yo, so tell me about that fish. Was like a fucking dinosaur. It looked like the bait, the fish that you use to catch it is almost like a prize fish itself, right? It was fucking huge.
Yeah, well, it's funny because people keep tweeting it's called a false albacore, not like a bonita, but everyone knows it from Step Brothers. Like, are bonita fish big? Like,
yeah.
They're what's known as a trophy fish. So yeah, but like they're actually like a lot of. I mean, you can fish for them, but they're more like bait where we are.
But it's just huge. I mean, it might not be the best fish, but it's a monster fucking.
No, so that one was like 15 pounds, Kevin.
Yeah,
like
and
you gotta realize.
I mean, that's like a once in a lifetime catch for you, right?
I've caught a lot of them, but I also do exactly that type of fishing. It's like shark fishing, Goliath grouper are kind of like one and the same as far as like we'll catch them max. Never that big. I've caught them probably 200-300 pounds. That one was.
I don't even understand the physics of like reeling it in. I mean, how big is the rod? How thick is the line? It just seems like it's not even possible to fucking reel in a thing that big.
If you held the rod and reel that it was, you would get it. It's probably like 15 pounds. The reel is like literally probably like a 15-pound dumbbell is like the reel. It's called a Tiagra 130 wide, and they're like literally this big. Like I don't know if you can see in the video, it's like
huge.
Like here's my head is bigger than my head, dude. And like that line's like 400-pound mono. It's like the biggest tackle you could possibly have.
Right.
And it's interesting because it's like when you get them up, it does seem impossible, but that fish is fighting 100 pounds of drag. Like, you ever tried to like swim in the water when like someone's trying to hold you back or something? You know how hard it is to swim? You're not pressing on.
I mean, I've like fucked around in a pool before. I don't know what it's like to be a goddamn grouper getting yanked in by a boat.
You ever tried to fucking swim away from someone trying to kill you? No. I
just mean, if you ever swam, like it's hard. You don't have any.
You know what? That should be the next wrestling match. Should be you two in the water. I've seen you guys on land. I haven't seen you guys in the water.
No, pass.
Why, John?
Why? Because I will lose in the water.
You're not
I'm not like a water polo player. What do you mean? You would definitely beat me in the water, John.
No, I don't think so. I have a chance in the, like when we're live, I'm good. But in the water, I'd lose in a heartbeat. I lose. You know how to swim, dude. I can't swim. People think that they can swim are crazy. You can't
swim?
I can swim to survive. Like I know I can live swimming, but I can't swim.
I don't think it's one clear of a misconception too. I fish off boats. I don't swim out there.
Right.
That's why I don't say anymore.
Swim the wrong. You can't swim. You can't.
I can't. I just swim like a normal person. I just fish. I'm around water. I don't swim.
I can float. I can fucking tread water. I can't swim, dude.
All right. Okay. All right. I mean, I'm not saying you're gonna go. I'm not asking if you can like win the fucking 200-meter butterfly gold medal, but like, can you swim?
No, I can't swim.
Me and Kevin don't accuse you of swimming anymore. Sorry for. We didn't think that would be such a serious allegation, John.
Let's bring Vibs in, and then we'll get to our finale rigs for the night. But let's get Vibsy in here. Oh, the shirtless gang!
I love that. I gotta take a screenshot of that.
I love it.
Look at this. Yo, Vibs, I missed you, bro. I haven't seen you in a minute.
I feel like first of all, I miss you too, and I feel like early on in quarantine, Vibs hit me up a couple times to do lowering the bar, and I was just busy the first couple times, and then he never asked me again, and I feel like I missed my chance to be on lowering the bar.
Well,
same.
I tried to send people like a care package. I wanted to do that, but that just kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
Too ambitious.
Okay. All right. I was like, I hope he doesn't think I'm like big time in him or whatever. I would actually be down to, roll through your house of horrors one more time. But also with quarantine, I still see Feits every day, and Nick and Brendan and my crew. I talk to the CCK guys every day. But the side people that you used to interacting with that you don't necessarily do content with in quarantine is just gone. They're out of your life. It's crazy.
I'm missing everybody. I haven't seen anybody. I've been in my like 500 square foot apartment for like 4 months. There's like the hypothetical. I think it's like an Ask the Internet where it's like, could you like survive for a year with like just internet? Yes, I could. That's
I think a lot of hypotheticals are being answered, and I think we're what would you do without sports, or what would you do without chicks, or whatever. It's like, well, We all had to go through at least a chunk of it, so I think we have a better answer now.
Vibs, really quick, Vibs, we should do lowering the bar crossover outdoors where I could bring in some like cockroach stuff and people see if they that would be fun.
No, Vibs. Fuck you. Vibs is the host. He's like, sure, bring in a fucking poisonous tarantula. I don't care. We're the people that have to do it.
But Kevin, that's the same as though like thick water. I'd rather touch like cockroaches than drink thick water. I think that's gross.
Don't get me started on thick water.
Thick water Feits could not handle. That's why he couldn't swim. He drowned it in the thick water. He wasn't able to live. The thick water
survive, not fucking fun.
I would rather like
these poses, dude.
I would rather like touch a fucking a cockroach, but the minute you got me eating them or something, no.
No, Kevin, I'm talking about touching them. I didn't mean eat them.
This is natural progression. You think you give Vibs a big box of animals and shit, and we're gonna touch him, and he'll be like, all right, that was like good footage, but you know, it'd be really good footage is if we make them like put them on their face and stuff.
No, a producer would be like, hey, you should probably have meet him. Like, you should. And they go, yeah.
Fear factor. It's
Okay.
straight up fear factor. We'll be drinking donkey cum before you know it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, remember that? That was what Joe Rogan. That's what got Fear Factor canceled. Those guys drank cum.
Oh yeah.
They did do that.
That was insane. That really was. I mean, part of me wishes that Fear Factor kept going just to see how far it would go. But those people had like a cup of fucking donkey cum, and they were like,
bro, you know how much
down cum.
If
you
you're
know how bad you must want the cow to drink that? Like, what were those people thinking? They're like telling their family, like, "Hey, I got to do it for my job. It's worth it." Like,
it was also, I mean, you win. I think you win like 10 grand on Fear Factor. I don't think.
Hey, you want to know the saddest thing, Kevin? The saddest thing growing up in St. Louis, Missouri. Like, you're from New York. Like, there's famous people, whatever. One of the most famous people when I was growing up was this local guy who was on Fear Factor, and he was like, it was like, yo, this guy, I know this dude. My friend met this guy. He was on Fear Factor. My whole growing up, that was like the benchmark of like the biggest you could get. It's like,
well, Vince, you're on your way, man. Maybe you'll be the next Joe Rogan with lowering the bar.
I wouldn't hate that. We had the people
You wouldn't hate that,
I would
Vince?
hate that. Yeah.
I wouldn't hate getting $100 million contract. Yeah, no.
Flamethrower and all that shit. No, absolutely. That Joe Rogan. I need to get some like fucking like full sleeve tattoos and just start getting fucking jacked. I need to get on like anabolic steroids.
Steroids. Vince, you want to do steroids with me?
Let's do it.
I've been thinking about it. I've been talking about it like a pussy for like years now. I think it's time to put my money where my mouth is and just do steroids.
Let's do a documentary where it's like, can we make this like skinny cross country runner a like heavyweight champion? You know what I mean? Like I'm in on
Vince, you're trying to cut, dude. Stop underselling. Look at I'm seeing you.
Honestly, Vince, you're like Barry Bonds, bro. You've got like a good physique to begin with, and if you do steroids, you'll become an immortal.
Thank you.
Yeah, Vibs, you're underselling it, dude. You're kind of cut.
I haven't been exercising. I've been exercising less, but I've just been eating less and drinking
Vibs,
more.
your right arm looks way bigger. Is there a reason why your right arm is so much more swole than the other one? You've been in your apartment for 4 months with the internet, you said?
When no one can come over, you got to do some weird shit.
That's a
I've
fact.
been role playing with myself.
Yo, this has been, I mean, think about if you were on OnlyFans or some shit like that, and then quarantine hits, and now everyone's looking to get weird. Everyone's buying shit, subscribing to things, watching all sorts of shit they never thought they would. I feel like Vibs has been getting into some weird shit.
If I want to make money, Rent Boy's where it's at. Not Barstool, it's Rent Boy. But that's
I
when
mean,
everything fails.
Can I ask you a
sounds
question, Kevin?
You found like, I feel like you've already done some of that, Vibs. I feel like you're at the tip of your tongue.
Friends in LA, I have people that live in LA that are like, look, Rent Boy's where you need to make money. And I'm like,
what exactly is it? What do you do?
I believe it's an escort service.
So you just become a male whore.
Yes.
Okay.
But if you want to make money, if you're rock bottom, like that's what you got to ask yourself.
Yeah. See, I've always wondered that. Maybe it's a new question for like a new age, but I've always wondered how you get homeless. How do you go from like, all right, you lost your job, I get it, to like I have no roof over my head, nowhere to go, no friends, no nothing. Before you reach that point, just start like whoring yourself out.
So there's a homeless guy. He's outside of my window, and I can see him. And at like 2 a.m., they'll just be sitting out there, just like hanging out. And I'm like, he sits there. So for 4 months, he's basically been sitting there. What would I do in that situation? You know what I mean? Would I just sit there for 4 months and like, I don't know, like
You would suck some dick in LA.
Exactly. If Rim Boy fails too, if I get so caught up in the lifestyle and that fails, like, what do you do? Like, I don't know. Could I sit there for like 6 months on a sidewalk? I don't know.
Kevin, can I ask you 2 questions really fast?
Hit me, YP.
One is rapid fire. Why do people call Hank Honk now?
It was like a PMT thing. Like I think Big Cat just like said it by accident once, and then it became like his gamer persona. So we just ran with it. It's not a great story. It's just like
I was super confused. Number 2, these are very different questions. Just things I knew you'd have the answers to. When we knew Asa and she was in the office every day, she was trapping OnlyFans back then. We knew about it. I remember this. I don't even know.
OnlyFans, you're an idiot. You're an absolute.
You don't have it?
I don't have one, but I'm an idiot.
Oh.
No, but Kevin, how did it get to this like pop culture level? Like, where was
she was the OG that like made it pop. So OnlyFans originally was like not for porn. It was just a subscription service for like if you had a fan base. And then Asa jumped on, and a lot of the porn people got involved. She was like the OG who I think she got like a better split. She got a lot of subscribers. She was making bank off that. And then I feel like,
but I would bet that Asa Akira makes, again, I'm guessing, I would bet she makes $80,000 a month.
Yeah,
on OnlyFans.
Probably. I mean, she was making like 50 back when she was in the office, and that was when OnlyFans was like nobody knew about it. So imagine a month. She had 10,000 subscribers at $5 a pop every month.
What does she do?
Like there's 12 of them in a year, a month.
It's usually for like masturbating and shit. But why it works for her is because she has a fan base who she'll just be like, I'm gonna take a shower, watch me like cook food naked. It's like people just want to see Asa when she's not working, you know. Other people just have to full blown like whore themselves out. But I think I would honestly answer your question saying when did it become like a full pop culture thing? I think like right now, I think quarantine was when it hit. Like we knew about it for a long time, but we're weirdos, you know. The average person, if you said OnlyFans to them, I don't think they really would have known prior to quarantine. I think this is when it popped off.
But like, was there something that made it like? I feel like it's like mainstream. I think
a lot of like normal girls started getting on it just to be like, well, I'm gonna make some extra cash, and then Jared subscribed to some girl, and then he told me, and then he tells it snowballs. So every time that one guy knows like a local girl who does it,
we all subscribe, Kevin.
Yeah, everybody's subscribed. Everybody's subscribed to that one. And I mean, that's probably when it started. I mean, I bet you there's a lot of girls that you would never even think are just on there like, well, I can make a couple extra bucks by like doing everything from like masturbating to like just showing pictures, you know?
It's crazy. Like sometimes I know all of us at Barstool will sit there and we'll be like, we can't believe our job. Like I know you talk about like Mets or things that you actually care about and get paid. You're like, this is crazy. And get paid much less than $80,000 a month. Imagine getting paid $80,000 a month to cook dinner or something. You got to be sitting there at night being like, is this fucking serious right now? Like you'd have to think something's like rigged.
I think as long as, there's probably so many girls who are like, I'm going to keep it anonymous. They're not going to know me. No one's going to find out. And I can like go from scrapping by to like living lavish. It's like, come on. Why would you fucking not? I've always said if I was a chick, and I feel like Vibs, maybe you could do this with Rent Boys, I would like 4 times a year, I would fuck some guy for money. I'd find like a big kahuna and I'd bang him and I'd make him give me like $50K cash. I'd do that a few times a year on top of my job and I would just live the life.
Dude, if you made not 80 grand, if you made $8 a month or even 5.
Yeah.
Bro, you're living, and that's like not, especially if you're kind of going about your daily life somewhat normally. That's just like, I'm kind of like now floored right now. Like that's amazing.
If I was a chick, I would do it in a heartbeat, and I would never judge anybody who does. Who I do judge, I've been judging Riggs all week. Let's get Riggs in here while all the boys are still here, so we can take everyone stay because I want a full gamut here. There he is, crying Riggs from Pinehurst. There he is. I love it, Pinehurst. There he is, dude. First of all, I almost feel like I need to say like condolences from like returning to the regular world. I argue. and I think it's a valid. I think it's a valid argument. Can you hear us?
Oh no.
He's like a fucking Secretary of Defense right now.
He's just gonna hold it up. We got. Are you? His mic's on, obviously, right, Nick? If you had the headphones in, you might have to restart.
Oh no. His audio's in North Carolina right now. I just want to say too, during the downtime, this was one of those videos I was showing to people I don't even know that well. Like I was sending it to people I haven't talked to in months, being like, yo, dude, I know you don't even know this, but you have to see it. Like it was like a cultural moment.
Yeah, I mean, it transcended Barstool. It really did. Can you hear us now, Riggs?
No. Do you remember?
Come on, he's doing this on purpose. This is all an act because he didn't want to talk about it.
Do you remember when the general left the aircraft carrier and they all like applauded him? That's what that reminded me of. Like,
I'll unmute. I can't hear anything.
there he
oh,
is.
there we go. We can hear you now. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Oh,
Yeah.
hey.
Can you hear us? Okay. So I feel like I was gonna say
Did my
you
whole bit,
had.
but I got cut off. You know.
I think you had the best quarantine out of anyone on the planet Earth.
Agreed.
I mean, really, like everyone else was either dying in the streets or trapped in their apartments. And it's got to be top 5 on the planet. It's like 4 Saudi princes and then Riggs.
Yeah. I don't think that there's any doubt about that. I said that to the guys, the foreplay guys, like a week before. I was like, yo, shit's hitting the fan. I'm probably just going to go to a golf resort and just fucking stay there. And they were like, yeah, it's a really good idea. And then I actually just did it.
You did
And
it. I love it. This is where I got to give Riggs credit. Riggs, he sees the writing on the walls. He knows, like, he sees trends. He knows what's coming, and he gets ahead of it, and he makes shit happen. The fact that there wasn't a mistake, the fact that was premeditated and you pulled it off is insanity.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was the writing was on the wall. The only question was, when did I book my flight and leave? Like, when was the perfect time when, like, I wouldn't get stuck in New York, but also Dave wouldn't care if I wasn't there? And I picked that day, and I just fucking left. And then that day, he was like, yeah, I don't think we're doing radio. I was like, good, because I'm in fucking Pints, so that's great.
You know what's crazy is that you, like, interviewed fucking, it wasn't Pence, obviously, but you saw Pence at the White House. And that was like a long time ago. That's how crazy it is. Like, that was a while ago where you were in the White House.
It was forever ago, and all we had to do to get in was they just like kind of took our temperature, and then we were just in the White House. And like we turned the corner. The White House is claustrophobic as fuck, especially the West Wing. So like we did this little interview thing. It went great. I was nervous, like obviously. So we do the interview. It goes well, and the guy's like, "Hey, do you want to hang around and go around the West Wing and meet a few people?" And I was like, yeah, obviously. So we're rolling around the West Wing, and the guy's like, hey, it's pretty claustrophobic in here because it's built like 200 years ago. So we might run into some people. And at some point, Mike Pence just turns the corner, and he's legit like, oh, the Barstool guy. And I was like,
really?
I think I told this, like we chatted for 2 or 3 minutes. And then I think I told a story about how like in my head, I knew I had to say like Mr. Vice President at some point. And so I kept trying to think how to slide in like Mr. Vice President. And then I was going to do it. I was going to do a whole like, okay, great, Mr. Vice President. But he said goodbye right before and then just kind of like left. And I just went like, bye-bye now. And it was brutal. It was so brutal.
You're big taller than him too, right?
He's an old guy.
Yeah,
he's way... They photograph him, and again, I mean, he was super nice to me, so I don't want to be. I hope nobody's like whatever, but he like they photograph him from down here because he looks. I've been looking at like his photo ops and stuff, and he's like he looks like the tall like George Washington back in the fucking late 1770s. He's that tall, and he's just not. He's just like a little guy. It's great.
You look big in that picture. You're broad as hell.
I was like, this is a huge moment. Like if I'm towering over the vice president, this is huge. It was such a close picture too that if you're a little bit ahead of the person, you look like 10 times bigger than they do. So I was trying to like get a little step ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great.
I mean, well, the biggest piece of media to come out was not the picture at the White House. The video of you at Pinehurst crying. It's utterly preposterous, Riggs. And I mean, you posted this. You willingly were the one who put this out there.
Yeah.
Did you know what you were getting into and you were okay with it? Were you just looking for like, I know this is going to stir it up? Or did you think people were going to be – what did you think?
I couldn't possibly be prouder of that video. I think every aspect of that video I find extreme pride in, and I'll explain why. One, I get the memes. I get people making fun of me. Like I think they're very funny. I think Brandon Walker's video was like laugh out loud funny. And I think all those things happening, I was like, oh yeah, this shit's gonna happen. But I was like, that's like, I think it was very funny. What I don't get is like people like Kevin in this instance saying that it's completely, utterly preposterous. Like people having zero, like, I guess, ability to exercise an understanding of the fact that it's actually really awesome is what I don't understand. And here's why. Here's why I'll say that. That wasn't me like leaving grass. That wasn't me leaving like a golf course, which I understand the optics, and that's why people are finding it like outrageous. That was a showing of like, I was in a place for 3 fucking months, and Barstool Sports should be like proud because we sent someone there, or I went there, someone representing Barstool, and I had such a positive impact on people, and I had such a positive impact on fucking Piners that they lined up and were like, we want to give this guy a fucking round of applause on his way out. And that I'm not some arrogant dickhead that was like, yeah, that's right. Give me that, like them doing that, which was stunning to me. Like I did not expect that at all. It was stunning to me that me just trying to leave my fucking hotel. I've got all my bags trying to leave my hotel. And I'm like suddenly surprised with this iconic place that I never thought in my life. I'm just like speaking as like Sam Bazoyan, not like Riggs, that like, me growing up, going to fucking Pinehurst, let alone them even knowing like your name when you check in would be stunning. But them like going out of their way, these employees who I helped raise like $300,000 for when they were fucking laid off, like they all came over to me over those months and said like, hey Riggs, we're watching everything you're doing. Like we were laid off. It meant the fucking world to us that you raised all that money. And then them coming out months later after I become boys with a bunch of them, and fucking clapping while I left the hotel. Like, what was I supposed to just be like, yep, normal day, see you later?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, listen,
I was
raising
bawling my fucking eyes out. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, what is going on right now?
Everything you just described is, in fact, awesome. Raising the money is particularly awesome. I think they might be weirder than you, the fact that they were like, let's give Riggs a parade. But even though they did it, I think I would be like, thank you guys, thanks so much. I don't think I would weep, though. I just don't think that being somewhere and meeting people and having a good experience means that you cry.
But here's what I don't get from you. It's like, why is, and I've gotten, by the way, hundreds, probably thousands of messages from people that are like, man, like I've been fucking cooped up in my apartment. I've been quarantined. All I've done is stare at a screen. All I've done is scroll through social media and feel so disconnected from people. And here I got to watch this video. And yeah, on some level, it's a little preposterous. But of a guy, like a genuine human connection that he made with fucking all of these people who are employees at this place, who like these people, I get the people like, oh, Piners this. Like these people don't own Piners. These are the fucking bellhops. These are like the waitresses and the waiters, the people that serve your beers. And they came out of the fucking woodwork at noon knowing that I was getting an Uber and were like, hey, man, we want to give you like a proper send off. You had an impact. You didn't just come in like a dickhead. And like when that happens, it was overwhelming. And I just like, you don't decide to cry. I was just like, oh my God.
When you started crying, when you started to feel it, were you like, oh shit? Or you're just like, I'm leaving? Like, because the point was what got me when you were like, you guys, and the waterworks are flowing. It feels like you were almost ready for this moment.
No, I didn't know what to do. Like when people were clapping for you walking through, like you're a conquering hero, I didn't know what to do. I was just like, and my like Tom Pashley, who is the president of Pinehurst, who like worked his way up. He started as like a low-level sales guy and worked his way all the way up to like leading Pinehurst. Was the one that like orchestrated, and I was just looking at him like you, because he knows like he knows like I can get
zero vibes like you motherfucker.
Yeah, I would, because he knows I get emotional, and I get like when the cousins came and surprised me. We did our last show, like I cried on the air. Like I don't like goodbyes, and I can be emotional. It's the same, but it goes both ways. Like I also am known for being angry on the golf course. Like I show my emotions. So like when he did that, I knew that he knew that I was going to lose it. And everyone's filming, and I was just like, well, but also I'm not thinking in the moment. Like, I'm just like, I'm seeing all these people that I've seen every day for 99 fucking days, and they're lined up clapping for me, and I just lost it. And I'm not embarrassed about it. I'm fucking proud of it. I'm genuinely proud of it.
I don't think I'd be like
You shouldn't be embarrassed. You shouldn't be embarrassed.
You shouldn't be embarrassed. But I think
video, but you shouldn't be embarrassed.
I still think, given what we've seen other people crying about in the world right now, and I know there's different types of crying. There's tragic crying, there's happy crying. I'm just saying that the optics of I went to a beautiful golf resort for 3 months and I'm leaving and I'm weeping, it just comes across silly. I'm not saying you're like I wouldn't be I wouldn't be embarrassed of it. I'm not proud of myself, but it's silly.
I get that, and I completely understand. But, like, you could fucking say that about anything. Like, Frankie was chirping me on the show, but, like, Frankie notoriously, like, cried at Jimmy Fallon when the theatrics came out. And, like, I guarantee you, Frankie, like, when you were crying because the theatrics are so beautiful, like, there was probably terrorism happening. Like, oh, are we supposed to say that, like, oh, you only can cry? No, like, and on another level, like, you don't determine it. Like, it was a fucking genuine reaction to, like, my bond with those people, and the fact that it was so imaginable to me that they would give a fuck about me. And I just expect, like, if I would have walked out of the hotel and no one was there, I'm not fucking crying. I'm just like, hey boys, let's get in the Uber, let's go.
Right.
And like, so when people are like, you cried leaving a golf course, like, no, I cried leaving like
your
people,
home.
like my boy, right? Like, these are the people I saw every fucking day. Like, my boy Dave was like, he's supposed to have a wedding like next month. He invited me to the wedding. I met him 2 months ago. He invited me to the wedding. I'm supposed to introduce him and his beautiful fiance Kayla at their wedding. Like, that's how close he became.
Introduce them?
Yes. And when they put an offer in on a house and it got like, they got outbid, and when they found out their wedding has to get canceled because of COVID, my boy Dave's like, hey man, can you come get some fucking beers with me? Like, I just need a pound beer. Like, these were my guys. And when they're lining up as like, hey man, we fucking love you and we're gonna miss you, it fucking made me emotional. And that's just like what happened. So
the what's the process of going from I'm a guest and I see you every now and then, we nod, we say hello, to being like, get some dinner with me, drink some beers with me? Like, I don't know if I would end up, I'm just not a friendly guy. I don't know if I'd be friends with everybody the way you are.
It was like, it took time because I was a fucking hermit when I showed up. Like, I didn't want to be, and Pinehurst, for the record, is like, obviously it's a touristy place because of the golf resort, but they also have like thousands of members at the club. And so it's like a old retirement community. Mm-hmm. So I was like, here I am, the young asshole from New York. If I show up here in mid-March with COVID and I spread it, I'm going to kill Pinehurst, like literally.
Was there any worry about that? Did you get tested or anything? Or you were just like,
dude, I didn't. Well, at the time, nobody could get like, it was impossible to get tested like March 17th.
Right.
So I legit didn't leave. Like, I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't leave my hotel room. I walked to the golf course, played alone before anybody else teed off, went home, and nobody saw me, to the point where I actually left. My buddy Pashy makes fun of me all the time. I left a note with the housekeeping staff and was like, hey, like, here, please don't touch my room. Don't like worry about cleaning my bed or my sheets, because like of everything that's going on with COVID, don't worry about it. And they freaked out and were like, oh my God, do we have a COVID patient in the fucking hotel? And sent all this shit up the line to like nobody, right? And nobody saw me for weeks. So like, I had to get through. I was like 10 days, 14 days. Like, let me get through this. And then after that, like, I just was around so fucking much that it was, and like, there's people that are stoolies like that work there. Like, hey man, I'm a fan. You want to play like 9 holes later? Yeah. And then you start kind of like building it up that way. And then it gets to the point where also like nobody was at the resort for like 2 months. Like, the whole world was shut down. So nobody was going to the resort. So these people had free time on their hands. All their buddies were getting like laid off that they worked with. And like, it to be honest with you, like, one of their great bright spots that they'll talk about was that like, at least this fucking media dude who people seem to love was there showcasing our town. That was like the way that they looked at it. They're like, this guy, even though we're all getting laid off, even though nobody's coming, nobody's spending money anymore, it's a desolate town, we know this fucking guy is putting videos on the internet and people are like liking Pinehurst. And so they looked at me like that. And then eventually when everybody started to return, it was like young people, and they were like, they kind of were like, oh, there's kind of, you had a big impact. Like, thank you so much. And like,
North Carolina.
They were like, well, am I the governor? I'm working on
You're
it.
gonna
They called me the mayor of Pinehurst, which I don't think is fair. But like, they looked at me as like, hey, you're a big part of like, we got our jobs back, we had money raised, so like, this was our fucking connection. And so that video, as preposterous as it looks, I get the optics. To me, is like, I wanted them to like. I'm happy that they saw that it meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
And me seeing in that moment when I left that like they didn't view me as some fucking media guy they had to be nice to. They viewed it as like, hey, brother, like, we fucking love you. Thank you so much. And that just like overwhelmed me, and I couldn't speak. Like, I was very emotional.
Bro, how happy are you, by the way? The election cycle coming around and that you transitioned away from politics into golf. Could you imagine if you had to be doing fucking Biden and Trump and COVID and all this shit?
Oh my God. Are you people send me that? Like, I still have like residual politics followers.
Yeah.
That'll be like, Riggs, when are you gonna blog? I'm like, brother, get with the time. Like, I'm
not having
Another example. Riggs saw the writing on the wall. He's like, I'm happy I got in, but this politics shit is getting ugly. I'm going golfing. Please.
Yeah, that's right. So I was like, I'm getting the fuck out. And so that's just what happened. And it worked out incredibly well. So
and now we'll wrap it up here. But the latest is Owens Mixers gets down with the transfusion game, which is, I mean, you've been drinking those.
That's fucking dope, by the way. I forgot about that. That's fucking awesome.
Available, I mean, I'm sure available now, wherever you can get them.
It's available for pre-sale on Barstool Sports Store and owensmixers.com. And then July 8th, it's available in retail everywhere. We're like all over the fucking place. We're being
you like the fact that you're like the transfusion, it's got the Barstool logo on it. It's like you just took a drink and it's like, it's ours now. It's mine now. You'll think of Riggs and Barstool every time you drink a transfusion. That's incredible.
There are a lot of pompous golf folks who are not going to be happy about that at all. Oh man.
I love that. All the people who be crying at golf courses, they're not going to love it. I love it.
Yeah. And also like that video, a couple things about my video. One, it went out to my personal Twitter and has millions of views. So thank you very much. And two, it went out like an hour before we announced the transfusion. So everyone's coming to my profile, like, what's Riggs saying? And I'm like, transfusion. It worked out great. I was excited about it.
I love it, man. We appreciate the appearance. So where are you now? Are you coming back? Or are you staying there? Are you going to go on to another golf resort? What's
Kevin, I'm at Erin Hills in Wisconsin.
Yeah, of course.
Beautiful. I mean, it's raining.
What a son of a bitch.
I mean,
what a son. That's the real response. Anybody who's like, oh, Riggs, you're crying. Like, oh, yeah, well, I'm going to go to another resort and do that for another 90 days. I'm probably crying at that one, too. Peace.
Have fun in your fucking apartment. I'll bawl my eyes out when I leave here. You can have a laugh, and I'll just do it again. It's fine.
All right. Good shit. Vibs, thanks a lot. Thanks, everybody, for Friday Night Pints.